Logan Paul's Pokemon scam business is even worse than I could have possibly imagined after this brand new twist has just dropped on the internet. I wasn't aware of this before and it's fucking blown my mind. If you don't know, Logan Paul is currently auctioning off his PSA 10 Illustrator Pikachu Pokemon card. A card which he used to sell fractional shares on a company he co-founded called Liquid Marketplace.
What's up, y'all? Logan here. As an avid collector and strategic investor myself, I am so stoked to announce the launch of Liquid Marketplace, a platform where collectors can buy and sell fractions of rare collectibles via tokens on the blockchain. As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace, I believe we're set to level the playing field by allowing anyone to own a piece of the world's rarest collectibles and build their portfolios instantly.
Sold $2.5 million worth of the shares, 51% of the card, meaning he would have lost control, and the people in control of that card which he sold to should have voted whether the card gets bought or sold. However, no, Logan Paul bought it back over a year and a half ago. The people who bought the fractional shares currently have no money, cannot get any money, cannot redeem their money, cannot take out any money from Liquid Marketplace because it was a complete shit show where people always had problems taking out money. The most illiquid marketplace, it should have been called. And now let's dive into this PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator, because there was a viral tweet and this is pretty mind-blowing. This is supposed to be the most expensive Pokemon card in the world. Well, someone tweeted out, is this really the condition on the back of the card? The PSA 10 Illustrator Pikachu card is supposedly a PSA 10, meaning it's perfect condition. This card doesn't get better than this. Well, if we look at the pictures on the Golden website, which is where Logan Paul is auctioning, this person zooms into the card and the back of the card just looks fucked. I mean, okay, some of this could be case scratching because Logan Paul is swinging this card around his neck every fucking day, which is a great idea to do with a card.
And now, I'm letting it go.
But even on the cornering of this card, if you look on the top right, there is whitening on the corners of that card on the top right. Other pictures show the card looking fucked. I mean, a lot of it looks like case scratching, but that whitening in the top right, I mean, the card doesn't look pristine. If you've ever graded cards of PSA, I have many cards, you'll know that tiny blemishes like whitening or, you know, the centering of a card will really affect, you know, what they grade it. When I saw this tweet, I remembered Rattle Pokemon, who's been doing some amazing research and videos on this whole situation. He made a series of tweets where this PSA 10 Illustrator card was not a PSA 10. Actually, when it was originally graded, it was a PSA 9. Logan Paul's PSA 10 Illustrator, one of the multiple times, it was a 9. Reminder that it was used to scam investors and users on his co-founded Liquid Marketplace. So here we see pictures of this card in a PSA 9, multiple crazy location pictures of this card, and there it is, PSA 9 Illustrator, which completely changes the value of the card. Obviously, the card has been sent to get regraded. Rattle also tweeted out more pictures of Logan Paul's PSA 10 Illustrator, one of multiple times it was a 9, long before it was used to scam anyone on Pokemon's Liquid Marketplace, showing again more pictures of it on a pillow, on a bed, and up against a laptop screen. I mean, these pictures are obviously old. Rattle also tweeted out, not only was Logan Paul's PSA 10 Illustrator used to scam investors and users on Liquid Marketplace, it also shouldn't be a 10. It was graded a 9 several times previous to a slip up. It cost single-digit dollars back then to regrade, and PSA didn't care about Pokemon at the time. Rattle shows even more zoomed in pictures of the state of the card with the whitening on the top right again. On the top bottom right, you can see a bit of whitening in the corners. You know, it is not looking like a 10. And if you don't know, PSA 9, you can just crack the case and resubmit. And what Rattle's saying is back in the day when PSA didn't really give a shit about Pokemon, these guys would constantly crack, resend because it costs fuck all money to do so. Which is fucking crazy because it doesn't look like a true 10. It's being valued as a true 10 because it did once get graded a 10. However, it got graded a 9 more times than a 10. And people, just from looking at the Golden auction, without even knowing this background, are being like, how is this fucking card a 10? There is another illustrated 10 from a different trading card company called Tag. It got a Tag 10. Someone tweeted off, there's only one 10 in the actual world, and it's not a PSA slab being grifted by Logan Paul and Golden, showing pictures of this 10 from Tag. And I mean, this card looks a lot cleaner. And the good thing about Tag is, and like, this is gonna sound like sponsored, it's not. I just know this from, you know, looking into grading companies. They actually give you a full report on why the card got the grade it got. If if you go on our website, you know, there's no real hiding from it. It'll tell you what the centering scored. It'll tell you the corners, the edges, you know, everything. With the naked eye, this card looks like it's better in condition than Logan Paul's one. I'm sorry, but it does. And Logan Paul is gonna hate hearing that, or even having anyone know that. So make sure you like this video to let people know that there's actually a card that looks way more like a PSA 10 Illustrator Pikachu than the one Logan's flinging around, and also promise ownership to his fans only to screw them out of their money, which they still haven't got. And you know, Logan's prancing around the internet, you know, not acknowledging this in the run up to his sale. Woke up to $6 million with 33 days to go. Officially a 2-time world record setting collectible grail. Imagine being one of the people he is absolutely screwed out of ownership of that exact card, and with 33 days left to go, it's already $6 million. Side note, I love how Logan Paul still has the comments off on his Twitter. I'm pretty sure he did that after the CoffeeZilla videos like a few years ago. He is so scared of people actually calling him out on his shit. Unless you follow him or he follows you, you cannot comment on his Twitter profile. Just absolutely pathetic. Imagine destroying your reputation that much that you have to turn public comments off, because there's so many things people could call you out for. And the sickening thing is, especially if you're one of the people who got screwed by Logan and Liquid Marketplace, is Logan Paul's Pikachu Illustrator card is projected to sell for $12 million. So Logan Paul, who did a huge tour promising his fans and audience ownership in this card,
instead of me being the only person in the world who owns this card, we as a collective can own it together. Hey there, impulsive viewer. This is not your typical ad. It's not quite an ad, but it's a reminder that I am listing my one-of-one PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator on Liquid Marketplace. So Liquid Marketplace is the platform that I co-founded that fractionalizes ownership of top-tier assets.
So it's this website where people could own fractions of highly valuable assets like extremely rare Pokemon cards, sports trading cards. I mean, what could go wrong with that? Well, so much went wrong that Logan Paul, once a proud co-founder of Liquid Marketplace, in all his bios, everyone had to know. No longer in the bios, absolutely not. He doesn't want people to know he has anything to do with this anymore. Since the launch, he has practically nothing to do with it anymore, hasn't promoted it at all. Just like CryptoZoo, the project wasn't ready at all. The basic functions didn't work, such as, get this, paying out investors who own fractions of high value assets. Once they sold, yeah, they couldn't pay them out for ages.
These people who took a risk, bought some percentage of this card, stock in the card, they might see this card sell for over double, and they are not going to get anything for it at all. They still haven't got their money. And Logan Paul has gone on record saying that he bought back the card in 2024 for $250,000. And if you look, and Rattle Pokemon explains it and shows it best, these were the shady terms that actually allowed Logan Paul to do that without anyone who bought shares in the card having a say.
All right, then we get into the buyouts, the sketchy stuff that I've covered from the very get-go. We take a look at the shady terms of the platform, and then we may allow users to purchase all of the tokens associated with a certain collectible without the other token holders associated with that collectible executing a sale. Is this what happened? So the scammers on the platform. So did Logan get permission from the scammers? He's not a scammer, but the scammers on the platform gave him permission to buy out the item. Does that make him a scammer too? And then down below at the bottom, it says you understand and agree that where enabled on the platform in our sole discretion, buyouts may allow your tokens to be purchased from you by another user at the price determined by the buyout premium, and that such buyouts may occur without you executing a sale. So they went from, we're going to auction it off, and then I guess they would have to pretend that there was more people, you know, invested into the item itself than there actually was. But then I guess we got filings coming up here. Let's just do the emergency buyout. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm seeing here. We got a different rendition of it here in the very first video, back when I first called this thing a scam, back when I assumed that it was a scam, and it turns out it was a scam. I mean, it read like a scam from the very get-go. Fractional ownership and stuff is dumb. Calling it liquid marketplace is dumb because it was the most illiquid thing you could possibly put your money into, because you could never get your money out.
But these people who actually did invest because Logan promised them something, you know, like CryptoZoo, promise you'd make money. He's promises. They're left with their dicks in their hands. They have absolutely no money. They can't take out any money. Logan Paul's promising, you know, on his big tweet he posted that he's gonna work with Liquid Marketplace to ensure people get their money back. One, you said Liquid Marketplace sold out the shares in the Pikachu card, meaning Liquid Marketplace took in $2.5 million. The only figure we have from you about what you rebought this Pikachu from Liquid Marketplace was $250,000. By that logic, the people who spent money getting shares in this Pikachu are barely getting any money back. That's 10 times less than what you guys took in. And two, Liquid Marketplace is no longer in business. The company is shut down. Who the fuck is going to pay these people back? Because Logan, your card's predicted to sell for $12 million. Your company said you sold $2.5 million in shares of that card. That needs to be refunded to the people who bought ownership in this card. The right thing to do, to be fucking honest, would be to give the people what their ownership was in the final sale of the golden auction, like you went around promising people. You told people that they would have ownership and only the people with ownership would get to vote and decide on what happens to this card.
Hey there, impulsive viewer. This is not your typical ad. It's not quite an ad, but it's a reminder that I am listing my one-of-one PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator on Liquid Marketplace. So Liquid Marketplace is the platform that I co-founded that fractionalizes ownership of top-tier assets.
And then you swoop in 2024, buy out the card just before, conveniently, Liquid Marketplace is under investigation for fraud. In June 2024, the Ontario Securities Commission filed an application for enforcement proceedings against the company and its executives alleging multi-layered fraud in crypto asset sector. Paul was not named in the application, which is now expected to be heard in June 2026. Paul told CLCT he is paying site developers to unlock the site and identify interested parties who have not been paid. Paul believes money will be able to be withdrawn once the site is reopened. We've been told this can happen in 2 to 3 weeks so that this can be resolved before the card is sold, Paul said. Paul added he is aware of some Liquid owners who have already withdrawn their money to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars. The auction for the card opens Monday and will close February 8th, which is a complete fucking disgrace in itself. A company, again, Logan, you co-founded.
As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace.
So who's paying these guys back? Because sure as shit ain't Logan Paul. We know for a fact he never wants to do the right thing. He wants to make grand promises, benefit himself, and then just fuck off and leave people high and dry. And you know, Logan is shamelessly marketing the shit out of this card as if he hasn't just screwed his fans out of money. Ken Golden as well, acting oblivious to all this drama and everything going on. This is big internet chatter surrounding this auction. It isn't small anymore.
Amazing day. What do we got? 33 days left in this auction. The card already is a $4.8 million bid, $5.95 million all in. Already the highest selling Pokemon, the highest selling TCG of all time. Go to golden.com, check out the auction. The Pikachu Illustrator PSA 10. The important thing about this card is not just the Illustrator 10 and what the price is going to go for. The important thing is what it represents to the entire collecting community. The fact that a Pokemon card could possibly exceed $10 million. In fact, prediction markets have it exceeding $12 million right now. But that is so important. It shows how important collectibles are, how they touch people's hearts, how they've become a proven alternate asset class, and the sky is the limit for all TCG, trading cards, and all collectibles. If you want to know more about this card, how I got it, how the deal was done, and the backstory, you got to go to Netflix. Go to Netflix right now, King of Collectibles, The Golden Touch, Season 3. It will tell you all about it. Only 6 episodes in Season 3. Watch them all. Get us to Season 4.
But these guys are prancing around like, this is going to be the biggest auction ever. This is going to be amazing for business. Pokemon's going to boom. Logan Paul is one of the worst things to ever happen to the Pokemon community. And that is echoed throughout that community, because all he does is inflate prices for his own greed benefit, screw people out of money. It is disgusting how greedy these narcissists are. There's never enough money. He owns Prime, he owns all these things, he does huge boxing events, has a shit ton of cash, but no, let's screw and fuck over normal people by promising them riches, promising them shares in the most valuable card Pokemon has seen, and then yeah, the going gets tough and my company I co-founded is under an insane fraud investigation. I'm just gonna buy my card back. Everyone else is fucked. See you later. I'm selling my card for $12 million. Get fucked. Like the video right now if you agree and spread this around. Comment your opinion below. I mean, it's just gonna keep going. This build up to the auction, there's probably gonna be a few more videos because this auction doesn't end until a month. I guarantee you there's gonna be more shit coming out, more stuff happening. So I'm on top of this as always. Subscribe for more content, and until next time, fuck off.